Hello, I didn't filming for a while, so I need to wipe some dust from the lenses and other stuff. Today I make a review of aftermarket Makita batteries I bought from dasbatteries.com. I have many Makita tools and about 10 original Makita batteries, but when it comes to garden tools there's never enough batteries, so I want to try these cheap aftermarket Makita compatible batteries. I bought a set with two 8Ah batteries and dual charger, which cost me a bit over €100 with shipping. Package isn't great, but it's not that bad also. When I bought original Makita batteries in their store, I got them without any packet, bag or whatever. There comes charger into box with a back and manual, and batteries in its own box with manual wrapped in protective bubbles. Even if the batteries look quite the same, there is some difference between original one, since it's not a copy but aftermarket batteries. There are some slightly difference on housing shape, and plastic feel cheaper. It's like more soft, lighter and not so shiny surface. Capacity indicator is all different and it's only had 3-step indicating. Good thing here is the button, which is really easy to push, while on Makita is a bit tough to push, so we use nails to click, which leads to broken indicator sticker. As you see, there are 2 out of 3 LEDs, which mean that the batteries come in storage mode. That means that the batteries are charged on about 70 to 80% of capacity, which is best for long-term storage of lithium-ion batteries. Before I even try the batteries for the first time, I'll open the housing to check them inside and compare with Makita batteries. So far I opened some of Makita batteries for repair, and almost every battery BMS is different. Here I have 4 different Makita batteries and each of them is different inside, with different cells and BMS. Makita mostly use Samsung battery cells, and their BMS is really robust, with many protections and entirely protected with thick layer of insulation, which prevents shorts in dirty environments like workshop full of steel dust. There are plastic inserts which hold each cell on its place, without any options to move. If you want to replace some bad cells, sometimes we need to break apart the entire packet to get plastic apart and replace a single cell. Connection stripes are strong and welded even stronger, so when disassembling strip will broke way before the weld will release. Let's check those batteries now. First of all, we can notice that plastic is only on top, so the cells jiggles around when not in housing, and only connection strips hold them together. There are some red cells with some numbers engraved on inside, so it can be readable without ripping it apart. BMS is much smaller but still have protection for each pair of cells. It has temperature protection glued close to the cell and voltage overcharge and discharge protection, but I didn't notice any bigger element which will disconnect the batteries. Also didn't notice a fuse on BMS, but it protected with really thin layer of lacquer. I hope it will be enough to prevent shorts. Connection stripes are thinner and welded very gently, some were barely seen traces of weld, and balancing wires are just laying around the housing. I expect some issue here after some time of using, but it will be an easy fix. Makita charger have built-in fan which cooling the cells during charging. Battery housing is designed so the airflow go all around the pack by each cell. Does battery have a hole for the air, but inside the pack air just find its own way to get out. Okay, I know you're all interested in one thing, capacity, so let's check it. I will solder this balancing cable to each battery and make some tests with professional charger which will check each pair of cells to see what we got, because this 8000 mAh printed on the housing is unreal. Firstly I make a few cycles of charge and discharge at 5A and then check the numbers. On left side I have Makita 3Ah and on right side DAS batteries 8Ah. After a few cycles I set to discharge the battery down to 2.8 volt per cell, and out of Makita 3Ah pack I drained 2500 mAh, while out of 8Ah DAS batteries drained about 3200 mAh. Voltage difference between cells was surprisingly smaller than in Makita pack, but also resistance is smaller, which basically means cells can handle bigger draining current. Then I charge them again and get these numbers. Then I make same test again, but this time with 5Ah Makita battery on the left. The numbers I got more than clearly show the battery capacity, and I can pretty surely say that these last batteries have a capacity of 4Ah, which means 2000 mAh each cell. During tests I also checking for temperature, but that 5A didn't heat cells more than 30 degrees Celsius. Now assemble packs back together, and before we go to real field test, I'll check the battery chargers. Makita accept and charge the battery, which is very important, but let's check inside now. If you ask me, Makita have the best chargers. Sorry Milwaukee, DeWalt and other type of guys. I don't know if other brands have built-in fan, but definitely Makita is most powerful, which can charge up to 9 amp. I already have 3 Makita chargers, but want to have some dual charger when working in the garden. But make a mistake, I won't even compare these two chargers, because the circuit board comparison tells us everything. Makita charges its battery with pulsing 5 to 9 amp, so 3 amp hour battery is charged about 70 to 80% in just 15 minutes, or 20 minutes fully charged. But look like those batteries don't like high charging current, so it only charges with about 3 amp and need about 55 minutes to fully charge this 4 amp battery pack. While those battery charger charge its pack with constant current of 1.8 amp, and need just a bit less than 2 hours to fully charge 4 amp hour battery pack. Okay, now let's make some real tests. I'll take the leaf blower, which is the biggest power consumption, and check how long it runs with full power on each battery until it completely stops, and check the battery temperature after. First one, Makita 3 amp hour, run for 5 minutes and 50 seconds. Max temperature measured through the housing 45 degrees Celsius. Second test with quite new Makita 5 amp hour. All batteries are fully charged with temperature about 27 degrees Celsius. After 10 minutes and 25 seconds, blower cut off and the battery barely reached 40 to 43 degrees Celsius. And third test with DAS batteries, which ran blower for 7 minutes and 30 seconds, which again confirm my rating of capacity. Its runtime is just between 3 and 5 amp hour, so it's clearly 4 amp hour battery and not 8 as they advertised. But I was surprised that the max temperature was just around 45 degrees Celsius. I repeated the test with other battery and got exactly the same result. What can I say for the end? 5 amp hour Makita cost about €90, but can be found for 60 new. Those batteries price start on about €30, so about half of price for a bit less capacity. I asked them if all their batteries had only half of writing capacity like 8 amp hour, but they didn't answer to me. So is it worth? Tell me what you think, but I'll stay with the original, which is really solid batteries and have great experience with them. On my work they last 10 to 15 years of everyday use in heavy environment, so I think it's a good investment. So far I make about 50 to 20 cycles with those batteries and everything is okay so far, so the battery is quite good for the price after all, but the charger is simply slow. While I'm making that video, advertisement algorithm grabbed me somehow and threw the original Makita battery from AliExpress, so I make a mistake and order one 6 amp hour for test. It cost €27 with shipping and arrived nicely packed in Makita box. And when I take it out I was amazed by the housing, which is exact copy of Makita. Really good housing with identical printings, labels and even some serial numbers engraved. And screw protection just like original, but when I opened it I instantly saw the cheap copy. Cells without any data on them, thin power cables, small BMS without any protection, lacquer over, and entire positive line just go through temperature fuse. And it's got a point. After first test on a charger, I would say it has just a bit more than 3 amp hour of capacity, but let's make a torture test with the blower and see. Blower ran for almost 7 minutes, but I got feeling it ran with lower power than usual. But when I take the battery from the blower I almost burn my hands. Temperature of housing was about 75 degrees Celsius, so I opened the housing and checked the cells. Pretty bad smell come out and the temperature of cells was over 100 degrees Celsius. You can see that the heatsink rip on one cell due to overheat. Charge it the night to charge it after first use, but when the cells cool down it can be normally charged. I leave the battery for using with a drill, which have low power consumption, but my advice is don't buy those fake batteries if you don't want to burn down something. And that's it for today. I hope you'll find some useful information. Thanks for watching, like, share and subscribe and see you next time.